What are the top 5 things to look out for when getting a new car? If you want to find out, just keep watching. So I had someone recently ask me in the comments, hey Alex, what are some things that you would look out for when buying a new car, or say it's even your first car? And he asked me to make a video on it, so I got you, man, I got you. So I'm gonna just break this down into 5 simple, easy things that you can look out for when getting your new car or your first car or whatever situation that you're in. So number 1, the car has to have a clean title. And if a car has a clean title, basically what it means is the car was well taken care of. Hasn't been in any accidents, hasn't been stolen, no sketchy like rebuilt titles. Like if it's gonna be your daily car and you're not gonna like track it, because if you were gonna track a car, then you can get a salvage title, it doesn't really matter. But for a day-to-day, daily car, has to have a clean title in my opinion. Now number 2 is probably a touchy subject for most people because everyone has their own opinion, but I'm just gonna give you mine. I think if you're in the used car market and you're looking for a new car, then I would just say anything below 100,000 miles is still a-okay, still road ready, ready to go. Now that number changes from car line to car line, from whatever car that you're looking into. So say if it's like a Honda Civic, obviously 100,000 miles isn't really that much because those cars run forever. But if it's like, for example, an STI, typically you don't want one with higher miles because turbo bearings blow or ringland failure or all this stuff. So it all really depends on what car you're getting, but in the ballpark, a good average is below 100,000 miles. Better to be below like 75,000, but obviously his price is gonna change. So I would say anything below 100,000 miles is good for most car lines, but obviously the lower typically is the better. Number 3 is a big one in my opinion. So say you find the car, everything checks out, has good miles, clean title. Now what you could do is either over the phone, through email, or in person when you go check out the car is ask for records. This is very, very, very important. If someone has every record they've ever done to the car, you know it was probably taken care of very well. For example, with my car, I got really lucky. It was a one owner and he had every record to date. That is huge. That just shows that 1, the person actually cares about the car. 2, you can see all records ever done to it, see if anything weird has happened or if it's just regular maintenance. And 3, it's better for you in the long run because you can continue on to that just like how I am with my Subaru, and it's a better resale value when you go and turn around and sell it. Moving on to number 4. So after everything checks out, it has a clean title, it has good miles, they have the records. Now you go look at the car. The car is in front of you. This is what I call the visual inspection. So obviously walk around the car, check the tires, see if there's any uneven wear. You could see if all like the headlights, tail lights, signal lights, any sort of lighting, or if there's a check engine light on. Check the interior, see if it smells weird. Typical things. Honestly, sight and smell, you can tell a lot from a car. What I do, just do a couple walk arounds, check under the car, see if there's anything leaking. Pretty basic stuff. And then you can ask them to pop the hood. You can see if all the fluids are all topped off. And it's pretty easy to check fluids. Oil, obviously you can just check between a couple lines. And then everything else like coolant or brakes or anything of that nature. Typically there's just lines that you can see if it's dirty. It's not that hard. If it looks clean, then it's probably clean. Lastly, number 5. If everything checks out with the visual, then you ask to do a road test. This is obviously hands down the most important one to see obviously drivability issues with the car. This is what I do every single time if I was to go get a new car, is ask the owner or the dealership if they can have the car cold. A cold start on a car is very, very important when you're going to check it out. It reveals like 99.9% of all problems is during that cold start. Now, when you start the car up, I would just do 2 clicks, just turn on accessories, see if all the lights come on. If they do, and then they shut off, that means we're all good to go. No check engine light stays on, obviously. Now, turn on the car, make sure everyone is quiet around you, and listen. Listen for any weird noises, any squealing, any belt noise, or just kind of feel the steering wheel. And if it's kind of shaking, then it'll most likely have like a misfire of some sort. Kind of rev it up a little bit, slow, feel for any like thumping. And when I say thump, I'm mainly talking about like a misfire, and you don't need to worry about like misfire diagnosis and all this stuff, but I'm just saying it should feel smooth in the range. That's all I'm really trying to say. No weird noises, smooth acceleration, and nothing looks weird. Now, you hop on the road with this car. First thing I like to do, check brakes. It's pretty basic, obviously. If the car brakes like any other car, which should be smooth, no weird feeling in the steering wheel. If the steering wheel is shaking, that means most likely that the rotors are warped, uneven wear. That's a no-no, that's a no-go for me. If you have smooth braking, smooth acceleration, things are checking out. Then I go into like steering. I kind of let go of the steering wheel and see if it's swaying to one side or the other. Just check if the alignment's all good to go. And when you're turning, don't go all the way lock to lock. It's not good to lock the steering wheel. Go almost lock and see if there's any weird noises. Noises are really key when you're checking out a car. Anything that seems out of the ordinary, most likely that's a problem, and I would shy away from it. And if you hear any like buzzing or a weird noise when you're turning, that could be power steering. That's a no-go for me as well. Now get the car up to speed, see how it does on the freeway. If it acts normal, no swaying, no weird noises, then the car probably checks out. And I would say go ahead and buy it at that point. If everything checks out, there's no weird sounds, there's nothing really going on that you would suspect is off with the car, I would say it's a go. Now I hope this video helped anyone that's looking into getting a new car, or say it's your first car. If you would like for me to make any other videos kind of related to this topic, or just any video really in general, I enjoy making these videos. I'm not saying that I know everything. I'm not saying you have to agree with me. Now, this is solely only my opinion. This is just based on experience. If you have anything else to add, go ahead and comment down below. Also, if you have any other topics that you guys would like me to cover, go ahead and comment them down below. Well, I think that's all I had to say about that one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.